Hello, my name is John McPeak. I'm a professor in the Maxwell School of Syracuse University. I'm in the Department of Public Administration and International Affairs. I'm an economist by training, and I'm going to talk briefly about this course we're about to embark upon, the 897. And we're going to talk about, first, what are we trying to do with this class? What are our objectives? So we're trying to think about what situations call for public policy. Right, so we're going to try to identify where do we need to step in with public policy and how do we make the case that there is a justification for public intervention. Right? We're going to kind of be able to frame problems and saying, okay, the market has not solved this problem in this particular dimension, and there's a need for us as public managers, public administrators, citizens, academics, we need to do something to address the situation because we think there's a way to make things better by changing how we're doing things. We're going to spend a lot of time on microeconomic theory. A good part of the class is going to be based in basic tools and concepts of microeconomic theory. That's what is used in policy analysis to kind of contextualize problems and to put them in a framework where we can model them and think about different incentives facing people and start to think about how, if we change the incentives facing people, they might start making different decisions. We're also going to talk, after building up this idea of a perfectly competitive market that's going to solve problems, what happens? What kinds of things break down? What are the different assumptions that go into a market solution that may not work in reality? And also develop a little bit the toolkit that's out there that has been discovered to be the kinds of things you can do to address these kind of failures to arrive at an efficient outcome or some kind of outcome that is not as good as it could be, and with better public policy, better policy decisions, better incentives facing people, we could get closer to the ideal outcome. Right? So that's the kind of vision we have for the class. So you'll be able to, think about different kinds of policy contexts: education policy, child and family welfare policy, food policy. We're not going to look at specific policies in this class, but if that's professionally your kind of focus, you're going to have this new set of tools and ways of looking at the world and ways of analyzing the world that will help you be engaged with that policy analysis and policy implementation discourse. We are going to work towards the end of the course about how do you present policy analysis and how do you conduct policy analysis? What goes into it? What are the different kind of approaches that are out there for putting together a policy analysis product? We're going to spend time on benefit cost analysis. Benefit cost is very relevant when we're thinking about public decisions that are going to play out over time. So we're going to give you some of the tools and the rationale and just so how do you go about doing this. Mostly what we're trying to do, since this is an executive MPA program, is we're trying to make you informed consumers that will be enabled by now knowing and being comfortable with the tools of economics, the jargon of economics, the models of economics, and our arguments of policy analysis, to be able to read these things, read the policy analysis and critically assess it and be able to understand, is this a good piece of analysis or not? And also, there's a whole vocabulary you're about to embark upon with consumer surplus and income elasticity of demand and normal things. All right, so there's a whole language waiting for you in the next few weeks as you go forward. And so we really want to make you able to use that in an informed way and not feel like you're not understanding the discourse because you don't know what that language is. We'll be talking using that language, and by the end of the course, you will be able to understand and use the language in your professional careers. That's our goal. So for me, I'm John McPeak. I am from the Central New York area originally. I grew up here. I am a development economist. So I first went to Kenya when I was an undergraduate at St. Lawrence University. I did a Kenya semester program, and I became very intrigued with working in Africa, particularly in agriculture. So you're going to hear a lot of African agricultural examples going forward. When I graduated, from St. Lawrence after a short stint working at the Cornell Ag Research Station and then working at Heifer Project, milking goats. Because I knew I had been assigned to Peace Corps in Senegal, where I would be an agricultural volunteer. So I wanted to at least be able to milk a goat, should it come to that, once I got to Senegal. I spent 3 years in Senegal as an extension agent, disseminating improved rice and trying to get that adopted to increase yields of rice in family farms, subsistence rice. When I came back, I went to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I got my master's and my PhD. I did my dissertation work in northern Kenya, going back to the area I had gone as an undergraduate on the St. Lawrence program. And I did field research on the decision-making of nomadic herders in terms of livestock management and land use management. When I finished my PhD in 1999, I was hired by Cornell University to work for a USAID project in northern Kenya. I lived up in Marsabit in northern Kenya. I had my Land Cruiser, was driving around in my Land Cruiser. I did that for 3 years, doing survey work among nomadic herders and livestock owning people in arid and semi-arid rangelands in northern Kenya, and I worked with a counterpart on southern Ethiopia. In 2002, I came to Syracuse University, and I've been here ever since teaching, and I teach economics of public decisions, the policy analysis class, development economics, research methods, and that's what I've been doing, and that's what I will be doing with you, is teaching the policy analysis class. I do continue to work in West and East Africa, and so that kind of keeps me going on my research agenda. So on a personal note, I am married and I have 3 daughters, Katie, Janice, and Michelle, and their names will pop up every once in a while in the examples I'm giving as we go through the class. So I look forward to working with you and to having a productive quarter together as we learn about the fundamentals of policy analysis. So let's get started.